When you lose your job, it is one of the worst experiences of your professional life. And the only thing that can make it at least tolerable in the short run is knowing you potentially have a severance package on the way. And a lot of times when we get those severance packages, we don't necessarily know what to do with them or how to react or what to think. And we oscillate between I'm taking a massive vacation to I'm in a panic. And so I want to give you 14 ways that you should think about your severance package, whether it's large or small, to help you through that transitional period. Layoffs are always stressful, but they can feel a little bit less stressful when that severance package comes through and can continue your salary for some time, whether that's in a lump sum or whether that's over time. And if you listen to my video on unemployment insurance, you'll know that you may want to take that lump sum payment as opposed to overtime because it could impact your unemployment insurance qualification. Your mileage may vary by state. There's always going to be different practices among employers, and severance is never guaranteed unless it's in your contract. And even then, employers and I just got done litigating a case for a client of mine where the employer will make an argument to get out of paying severance, even if it's in a contract, by arguing a for-cause termination, even if it's somewhat speculative at best. And so there's no guarantee of severance, but a lot of times you're going to get them, especially during a layoff situation where the employer isn't letting you go because of performance, but is really looking at a transition of their business and you haven't survived that transition. Whether you receive enough or almost nothing will depend on a variety of factors, including the employer's ability to actually pay severance from a financial perspective, as well as how long you've been there and those kind of factors. But how you deal with your severance during that period immediately following your job loss is going to be pretty critical. So I want to talk through a few of those items because it is a tough thing to handle, and I think kind of understanding that there's options for you is important. So the first one, is cheer up. The most important thing you can do when you're going through a tough time is to stay positive. And it's really difficult. And it's one of those situations where having a career counselor, a psychological counselor, a trusted friend, somebody else may help you. But keeping your spirits up and cheering up is going to help you get through a lot of these challenges. Lifting the mood of someone in distress. So if you find someone who might need your help more than you need your own, you can divert some of your energy, some of your pity party over to somebody else and help them get better, as opposed to getting, kind of both wallowing in despair together. Work to try and get them cheered up. You're going to find that by helping them move forward, you're going to help move yourself forward as well. Try talking to people who are supportive. Try talking to people who know you well, who could provide some comfort and get you into the right mindset to build the momentum to be able to drive to the next step in the game. The next suggestion is to team up. Join a job club, and they're out there where folks get together and kind of share leads and opportunities. Attend meetings at local professional associations. So if you're, a professional, whether you're a realtor or, you might belong to a union, or you've got, you're a CPA, or you belong to a professional association, chamber of commerce, attend some of those meetings and kind of just start networking. And again, networking is one of those things we always get nervous. Oh my gosh, I don't want to network. It's not that bad. And you can make a big difference in your job search by networking. Use some of that time and maybe even some of those dollars from the severance package to get involved in some of those professional associations in town. The other one that's not a bad spot to talk to is the local librarian. They're going to know of meetings and things that are happening at the library and sometimes around town. where you can meet folks and begin to network, and also your employment counselor. So when you apply for unemployment, normally the state will provide you with a claims advisor, employment counselor, and stateside, utilize those resources. You've been paying taxes for long enough. You've got the opportunity to take advantage of those resources and do it. Those folks will also provide you with some moral support as well. And you'll feel like you're making progress. So a lot of times it's just the psychology of momentum. The next one is shack up. So you'll see up is the theme here because you got to keep yourself up and moving. Shack up. Consider house hacking, which is, getting a roommate or buying, if you've got a house and you've got 4 bedrooms and, you only use one of them, consider renting out the other 3 bedrooms. Consider looking at opportunities to move in with somebody else and take on a roommate. Downsize your living space to reduce your cost of housing, which can be a large financial burden on a lot of folks. Research and explore those options now so you don't have to kind of experience negative in the future. And if you're into some of the financial independence, early retirement approach to things, or you're into some of the real estate hacks, you'll know that house hacking is a way that you can live for free. And folks build tremendous wealth by starting out in a house hack. And this might just be the opportunity you need to be able to go, okay, I'm gonna make that dramatic change because I now have the excuse to do it, and begin to build my wealth in a little bit different way than just the 9-to-5 job run. So, consider shacking up, not in a negative sense, but consider shacking up by adding some roommates to your living arrangement or house hacking a situation so that you can get your living costs down and begin to build wealth in the process. Next one is tighten up, cut down on your expenses. And it's always tough because we want to continue and we go, well, I got some severance, I can kind of ride this out for a while. Tighten up as quickly as you can. Use it as the excuse you've always wanted to go, I've got to make some changes. And cut down your expenses by simplifying and becoming more mindful of what you spend. Avoid the cost of eating out and cook at home. Cancel cable TV because you want to be spending your time, online looking for jobs, online building your skills with free training, getting your headspace clear by being out and about. Sitting watching Days of Our Lives is not going to get you to the next level. So, cancel the cable TV, make sure you're focused on things that are important, and you're going to find that by cutting back on a lot of these things, you're not going to miss some of them. And in other cases, you're going to be able to divert those funds and time into something that's going to help you build your career and build your financial independence. The next one is party up. And again, I'm not going to say overdo it, but you are going to have more free time and enjoy it with a lot of fun and inexpensive activities. Join some painting clubs, join some opportunities to attend lectures and other things at the local colleges or at the Chamber of Commerce. Again, go to meetups and you can find them online, and go to concerts that are free, like the concert in the park type of thing, and school plays, and spend some, if you have kids, spend some time with your kids. Walk around, clear your headspace, do things that are going to give you a little bit better mindset, shift your focus, and don't cost a lot of money. You're going to be able to party up a lot more because you've got more free time. And just don't let the TV suck you in. Don't let things that aren't going to build your career or build your right mindset suck you in. Move the right direction and take advantage of some of these other opportunities. The next one is lighten up. You can clear out a lot of clutter, not only in your head but in your home, and make some extra cash by getting rid of old items you no longer need. You can run a garage sale now. You can put things on Craigslist or OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace because you've got the time to deal with the looky-loos and the inquiries and such. Get rid of that stuff. It does 2 things. One, it's going to give you a little bit more cash. But 2, and most importantly, the lighter you are, the easier it is, the less cluttered it is your mind reacts to that as well and puts you in a position to be able to be more successful. So lighten up, declutter, put your headspace in the right spot, and put your home in the right spot. The next one is hustle up. No matter what your situation is, it's always a good idea to have a little bit of a side hustle. Maybe you want to start walking dogs. Maybe you want to teach piano lessons. Maybe you want to drive Uber. Maybe you want to do Uber Eats. You can do a little bit of a side hustle on top of your day job and should be doing that now anyway. You should have multiple streams of income. And again, there's a mindset of, well, I work hard 9 to 5. I deserve my time off, and this is true. There's also a piece of this which is, turn your hobbies, whether that's piano playing, whether that's, you have a love of cars, turn those hobbies into something that can provide that side hustle, second stream of income, and hustle up during this period of time when you've got the severance sitting there. Again, depending on how much you're making on your side hustle, it might impact your unemployment benefits. You can listen to that in one of my other talks, but also it may replace your full-time job. You may be able to go, hey, if I do this full time, I can, pretty much fully replace all the money that I was losing and might enjoy it more. And if you combine this with some of the other things, the house hacks, the raising some cash and simplifying and downsizing, you might actually be in a really good spot and a happier place and have that severance money available to help prime the pump and get your side hustle moved to a full time. The last one of the, I don't have a lot of severance, what do I do, is give some up. And giving to others, as I had mentioned earlier, is a great way to get yourself feeling better. And you're contributing something valuable, contributing your mind, and you're contributing your time. It doesn't need to be money. As a matter of fact, I would tell you, you don't have the ability to give money, but you do have the ability to give time. It's going to build networks. It's going to engage your logical side. It's going to engage your soul. It's going to engage you in ways that will help propel your professional skills, keep them fresh, and you'll feel good doing it because you're giving back. It could be as easy as, you've got a neighbor who, might be older and needs some help around the house. You can help them out a little bit. You can volunteer, at one of the local charities or at some of the local government situations where they've got a need for volunteers. You can do things that can make you not only more valuable as a potential employee, but more valuable in your community and more valuable to yourself. Those are my kind of 8 ups that you can utilize if your severance isn't that big and you've got to figure out what to do to transition yourself over without kind of blowing through it in 2 weeks and going, oh my gosh, now I'm in a real pickle. If you were lucky enough to get a fairly healthy severance because and again, have seen this in the private equity world, companies sold, the management team is let go, but they're let go with 3 months, 6 months, a year severance and, told, thank you very much, have a nice day. There's a few things you should keep in mind as well, and I've got, kind of six of these things to give yourself when you manage to earn yourself a large severance. And by large, I'm saying, more than 90 days worth of pay. The first one is give yourself a break. It's important to take a break now and then. What better time is there when you've got more than 90 days of pay sitting there to take that 2 weeks to go do something, go climb the mountaintop, go hiking, go sit on the beach for a week or two, get your headspace cleared, get yourself refreshed, rejuvenated, and get ready for the next step. I'm not saying that you should spend 90 days on the beach. I'm saying take a week or two, get your headspace cleared, get away from all of it, allow yourself to think, but get into nature where you can kind of allow yourself to be more grounded and then start fresh once you come back. And I would do that early in the cycle. Number 2 is give yourself a timeline. Schedule yourself a start date and stick to it. You're going to be amazed, particularly if you got a lot of cash sitting there, how quickly time flies, how fast that cash depletes. And when you don't have to go to the office every morning, you're going to find special ways to burn your day. So schedule a start date and schedule your days. Give yourself a timeline and stick to it. Pick your favorite day for starting your job search. Don't forget to keep up watching the clock. Schedule your days out like you used to when you were working full time. And this is business. You are the CEO of You Inc. This is your business. Stick to it and you're going to do fine. Number 3 is give yourself an adventure. Be experimental. An ample severance package gives you more flexibility if you're thinking about switching careers. So don't be afraid to take a temporary assignment in a new career. The pay is going to be less, but you've got a little bit of a cushion there, and you might find that, hey, I don't like it, or this is a big step, and it's the right step for me. You can try some things that interest you. You may have found your calling while trying someone else's shoes, so to speak, and so take that opportunity, and you never know where it might lead. The next one is give yourself a budget. It's important to create a budget that will make it easier for you to monitor your spending. Resist the urge to buy things just because they're on sale, and put everything into categories. Again, utilize some of those personal finance softwares that are out there to be able to keep track of what you're doing. You're going to be surprised how quickly you blow through that severance, particularly when you've got a lot of free time on your hands. The next one is give yourself an education. Invest in yourself. This is a time that you can check out classes and certifications that will prepare you for your next career path move. But don't forget about the little things like making sure you take care of yourself, the gym, the salon, your personal appearance. And last, give yourself to a worthwhile cause. Just like if you had a smaller severance, if you've got a bigger one, you'll make a difference by giving some of yourself, your time, talent, and treasure to your local community organizations that can really utilize your help. You know how important it is to have a great attitude, and that's especially true when you're unemployed. You're not going to get picked up if you're mopey and you're going into interviews feeling defeated. You've got to have the right game on, and in order to do that, these 14 tips are going to help lift you up. Give yourself credit for everything you've done so far. You've had a successful career. You've gone through school. You've completed a lot of things. Itemize those things out, and remember, your net worth goes a long way beyond your severance package. Don't allow that to define you as you drive to your next step in FI. Until next time.